Well, peace. It is another morning. I'm grateful and thankful to have the opportunity to work from home today. So I am coming today to share a Wednesday woman resilient story and word of inspiration and encouragement and empowerment for someone out there who might need it. So I want to talk today about the ability and the capacity and the need for us to not want to control the outcome of the situation. That's one thing. Second thing, giving up the need to control others. Um, I was in a therapy session once, and the therapist asked me what did I want to work on. So this was about our second meeting, right? And I said, well, I want to reduce my anxiety. And she asked me, what are some of the things that you feel cause you anxiety? So I began to name off a list of things. and as a great professional does, and I'm pretty sure with her many years of life experience, she said, is it anxiety or is it your need to control things? And in that moment, she basically helped me cure my own anxiety because about 60% of the stuff, well, I'll say 70% of the stuff that I was naming off was really me kind of not, or I'm not going to say not, me wanting for others to do things a certain way because I feel like the outcome for everyone involved would be better if this person played this certain role or reacted in a certain way. And what that taught me that day moving forward is allow people to be who they are. Allow people to be of service however they can. And the only thing that I can control is how I handle situations and what circumstances and environment I create for my life. Because I really do believe that if you heal the energy around you, if you create an environment that is healthy and clear of chaos and drama free and loving and open and creative, you will bring those things in that are conducive for your life. You are also probably going to attract some things that aren't good for you, but see that light and want to be a part of it, but don't really have anything to give that is going to be positive. So we have to know how to use discernment in order to know when we have to release situations and people that are no longer for our good. So there's been a situation for me within the last 3 weeks, kind of in the workplace, that was causing me some anxiety, right? And it kind of bubbled over not too long ago. And when you're doing what I'm doing, I'm kind of the end part of an entire process of doing things and paperwork and working with other people, and there's also bureaucracies and things like that. So all I can really control is how I'm following up, how I'm staying on what is needed for my students, and ensuring that I've done everything that I can to ensure that these things work out so that they can have a successful clinical year, right? Um, and as will happen, sometimes my counterpart on the other end out of state was not really following up and was not as great as staying on top of task as I was. Now, you're like 6 states away from me. There is nothing I can do other than to call and email and those things. So time was winding around for this to actually just be confirmed, because a lot of money and things like that had been spent just for me to be notified that, hey, this probably isn't going to happen. And I'm like, I've been working on this for the last 3 months. So there's no way that if something was going to go wrong, that we didn't have time to fix it. And I noticed the lackadaisical kind of nonchalant attitude for at least 3 to 4 weeks that the other person had. And now that it's 2 weeks before something is supposed to happen, and I again, I may not speak well, but I write really well. And I drafted an email that was that included dates of when everything started, each task I did, every time I followed up, and what her response was. Because on my end, the student was just like, hey, this could have been handled. He was very tactful, and but I understood that if it was me, I would have been really, really upset as well. Well, long story short, today, everything got handled. Everything's been finalized. Because what I gave it up to was, I can only control what I can do. Let me utilize all resources and knowledge that I have to keep this and push this moving forward. But it was really going to be up to them on that end to do what was necessary. And I had to literally woosah and talk myself down from anxiety, because it was like, you've done the work. Everything isn't going to always 100% work out the way that we want it. However, I am a person of very strong faith, and I stay prayed up, not just here at home. I stay prayed up in my workspace and in my professional life. So it all worked out. My blood pressure did not go up, and I was able to one, really help a student get where they needed to be to have this really great experience, which could end up being what they do in their healthcare career, once they graduate. So that's why they are in school, and that's why we have these specialty rotations that we set up, and they take a lot of time. And it's I like that I'm able to succeed in ensuring that we have quality, competent healthcare professionals. And part of that is being part of a medical school that has competent, qualified, committed, dedicated to the mission and vision professionals working on behalf of our staff and students. So I felt really good in that respect. But not only that, everything that we take before God, going with thanksgiving and just understanding that, have faith. Things will always work out for the greater good. Whether we actually understand that at the time, we still have to do the thing. And I think that's kind of part of the hard part for many of us, wanting to understand right now and see how all of that circumstances and situation was actually for your highest good. So it is playing the long game, not short-term gratification, right? So we're not in control of everything. We can only control what we can do. We have to allow, but we also have to utilize our faith and those tools of faith that we have, such as prayer, such as a community also of people that can support us. And again, being resilient is reaching out for resources that can help you in situations where you need extra support. So that is our Wednesday Woman motivation for this week, hoping that the stories along my life journey can inspire and empower women to live a life of resilience with less stress.